Hello and welcome. My name is Ashley Mullinex and I am a Final Expense Telesales agent. I get to work from the comfort of my own home. I am a mom and a wife. I still have time to crush it in this industry. I can make dinner at night and have my weekends free. So I kind of wanted to make a video for you guys today, other Final Expense agents out there, to let you know the initial part of my journey in Final Expense. There were lots of downs. I was about to be a statistic and fail out of the industry, so I just kind of want to share the first 6 months of my career and how you need to pay attention to avoid the pitfalls that I fell into. I definitely was recruited into the industry by an MLM. So I was a stay-at-home mom. My goal was to find something I could do from home to bring in a little bit of extra income so that we could just have a little bit more freedom as a family, financially speaking. I thought it'd be great if I could pitch in and help a little bit. From there, when I made that decision, I submitted my resume on all the platforms, Indeed, job sites, things of that nature. And I had gotten a phone call from a lady telling me about that there was like a call kind of center work from home type of position. I didn't really understand what she was telling me on the phone. She was using words that I had never heard before. But all in all, in our brief 60-second phone call, she essentially said there is going to be a group interview type setting on Zoom. You're going to be able to listen more in on how the company functions and what the position entails. From there, if you like the position, we will schedule you for a one-on-one interview. So I said, sure, why not? Let's look at the opportunity. And I found myself in a Zoom room with about 25 other individuals getting pitched on selling final expense insurance to people over the phone. They had a free lead system, so there was no cost associated with it. It kind of just seemed like, wow, this is like I found a diamond in the rough kind of thing. This sounds amazing. I can, they tell you what the product is, how you would enjoy it. They ask you, like, is this something that you would even find value in? And obviously you say, yeah, that seems like a really good deal. And then they say, if you want to help other families, then come on and join. And so I made the decision to jump into the world of sales. I'd never sold anything in my life, had the one-on-one interview, and then I was told, sure, you got a spot, go get a license. Excuse me. So I went, got my license, worked really, really hard at it. I think within about 10 days from start to finish, I was licensed and ready to rock and roll. However, in that 10-day time period, I was doing research on the industry on YouTube, and I came across someone who was pitching another IMO, not knowing really how the industry works. And so I thought, well, instead of going with this company, I'll go with that company. That other company was also an MLM type model, heavy into recruitment. They had a lot of hype on the internet, a lot of promises of victory and just being able to earn like limitless income, and it being very easy because they have the tools and the things that you need to win. Went into that. They definitely were all about aged leads, penny on the dollar leads. They gave you a script, and their training was just to hop in 2 to 3 times a week to these big Zoom rooms where you couldn't have one-on-one support. You were just listening to someone train you. I use quotes because it was a hype fest. That is literally what it was. It was someone with a lot of energy coming on saying, you can do it, and you got to wake up every morning, and you got to do this, and you got to do that. And if you fail, it's because of you. You didn't work hard enough. You didn't do the thing. Read your script. Pick up the phone and just do the thing. It's easy to do. Everyone needs life insurance. Everyone's going to buy it. Just pitch it. And I found myself within 3 weeks, I was in the red about $2,800 buying leads, buying their custom CRM, paying for a new monitor, paying for a headset so I can make calls and sound good, like getting everything I needed to win. And then I found myself on the phone paralyzed. Quite literally the first person that picked up the phone and let me read like the first line of my script, literally my heart was pounding, my palms were sweaty, I was breathing heavy, I had no idea what to do. It hit me in that moment, I had never heard an actual presentation. I did not know what to do. I didn't know if what I was doing was the right thing to do. All to say, I was able to kind of get them into an application with a carrier, and I signed the app for them. I completely messed up the entire thing. I had to call the carrier and tell them somehow, some way, I messed up on the e-signature and I signed on behalf of the client. That is fraudulent. Obviously, I didn't want to get sued. The agent or not, the client was really ticked off. Her daughter got involved, ripped me a new one, thinking I was scamming her mom. And I was like, no, we're going to get this money refunded. They're cutting her a check. You will get it. And it was a hot mess. And I had no support. I had no one to tell me what to do, how to do it, which is why I failed horribly. It was bad. So then I was like, you know what? I can't afford leads. I'm going to go back to that person that hired me on. They had free leads. So I went back, wouldn't you know it, that agency within the month had dismantled. They no longer existed. So I was like, what am I supposed to do now? So I found that agency, what umbrella of an MLM, carrier, company, IMO, that they were under. And I started searching for other agencies that were underneath that IMO umbrella because I knew they had free leads. I interviewed in person downtown Fort Worth at a couple of the offices. I had interviewed for marketing teams down in San Antonio to see if I could do this remotely. I was so lost. I didn't know if I needed to do it face-to-face. I didn't know if I needed to do it telesales. I didn't know who was the right team. I found a Spanish-speaking team in Houston that they wanted me, but I don't speak Spanish, and they only had one English speaker trainer. And I thought, that's not a good fit. And I finally found a digital team under this IMO that I ended up joining. Needless to say, that was a horrific experience as well. I literally joined in May of 2023, and I took 4 weeks with them just kind of burning my wheels. Read your script, go through the training, do this, record yourself, let me listen to it, come to my trainings 3 days a week with my upline. And I learned the script, but I never got to get on the phones because I wasn't ready to get on the phone. So I wasted a whole month of doing nothing, talking to another agent up in Washington State who she had no idea what she was doing. We were both wondering, like, why can't we get on the phones? All the while we're going to these large Zoom rooms and these meetings with our upline saying, this is the dream, this is how we're gonna win, and we're going to Iceland, and we're going here, and like, look at these people with these Rolex watches, and you can build points, and you can do this. And it was just, it kept you like, it was just, everyone's winning, why am I not winning? And in reality, no one in that system is winning. It is a small percentage of people at the top. And they paint it as like, that's the norm, and it's not the norm. And that is MLM, multi-level marketing. That is what the final expense industry is built upon. And that is how agents fail, and they fail fast. It took me 4 months at this IMO. And yes, I had recruited 3 close friends into the business because I was drinking the Kool-Aid. I was excited. Even though I hadn't made a sale, I was like, this is it. I'm going to win. Then you get so distracted by the money guns and the things. And I've never been a part of an MLM. I had no idea. I thought this was something magical and new that I stumbled across, and that this was going to be my ticket to change my family tree. And it wasn't. No one had yet, for my whole 4 months at this IMO, 5 months at the other IMO, no one had told me what a chargeback was. I had made in 5 to 6 months, there was a little lag between one IMO and the second one. So in a total of 6 months, I made 4 sales. I was talking to people and getting people through a presentation by the end of the 6 months, but I want to think about it. I could not overcome objections. I didn't know what sales was. Then I started doing my own research. then I said, you know what? People are winning and I am failing. I stood up and took a breath and looked around. And I realized what I had stumbled into, and I was a part of this like crazy, confusing white noise in the industry, and I knew something needed to change. So I sought out a mentor in the industry, and joined a new team and got a lot of really good training. Unfortunately, that wasn't a good fit for me for the long haul, just based off of the structure and the working hours. But it was a journey, to say the least. So if I can provide you with any insight as a new agent, be cautious of the multi-level marketing companies out there. If they're slinging money guns, if they're telling you you can win trips, you can do this, they're painting this dream. But at the same time, they're saying recruit, recruit, recruit. You have found an MLM. You need to find somewhere where people, the uplines, or even the agency, they focus on training, they focus on production, they focus on reviewing your calls, they focus on giving you tools that you need to win, and they do not ask you, well, who do you know? They just tell you this is how you do it. I hope this video provided a little bit of insight. If you have any questions on my journey, I'm happy to share anything that might help you be better, do better, or make better decisions. If you are looking for a really good agency, the Duford Insurance Group, after being a total of 5 agencies, I can tell you the Duford Insurance Group is a place that I am calling home. They have training, they care, they have the CRMs, they have the tools, they have the alpha leads, they have everything any agent ever needs to be successful. And they do not actually let you build an agency. They are anti-building out the gate. They feel like you should not be recruiting people in the industry unless you are actually showing up and doing the thing and you know how to do it. Because we're not the blind leading the blind over here. We're a bunch of agents who are all about production. So if you want to join the Duford Insurance Group, click the link below. Tell them that I sent you. You do have to go through an interview process, but if you get in, I will see you in the Slack channels.